Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do Chapter 8.3, multiplying polynomials. And that's our goal for today. So it says here, we can multiply any two polynomials using the distributive property. Okay? So if I do example number 1, I'm going to take this p, and I'm going to multiply it to each one of these guys. You guys have seen the distributive property, right? So if I do that, that's p times p minus 2, like that. All right, well, what's p times p? P squared. And what's p times negative 2? Negative 2p. But then I got this other term here. I got this 3, plus 3. And I want to take that plus 3 times each term. So I'm taking this plus 3 times p minus 2. Okay, so we're going to take that 3 times p. That's 3p. And we got 3 times negative 2, which is negative 6. Okay, notice how many terms do I have now? Count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. I took a binomial times a binomial. I'm taking 2 times 2. What's 2 times 2? 4. All right, we're getting 4 terms here. Now, can we add and subtract some terms? In this case, we can. How about these middle terms here? Can we add those together? So we have p squared. What's negative 2p plus 3p? What is that? What's negative 2 plus 3? What's 3 minus 2? Damien? That's 1p or just p. Okay, so if you have 1p, that's okay, but we got to get out of writing that. Because 1 times anything is anything, you just might as well write the anything. In this case, p. So very good, Damien. And then negative 6. So final answer is I got p squared plus p and then minus 6. Okay? Now, that's a lot of writing here. Okay, and I'll be honest, I'll never write this out. Okay, I always follow this basic idea. Okay, we have a little acronym that we use when we're taking a binomial times binomial. Okay, so again, binomial, 2 terms. Binomial, 2 terms. When I take 2 times 2, I get 4 terms. Mr. Garris knows that there's a 4-letter F word that you can say in math class.
Wait, what?
There's a 4-letter F word that you can say in math class. What can...
Certainly.
Foil. Oh man. Now, does he know the 2 F words that you can't say in math class? One of them is a swear word, right? We don't say that one, and I don't need you to repeat it because we know what that swear word is. That starts with an F. But does he know the other 4-letter F word you can't say in math class?
Fail.
That's maybe another one you shouldn't say.
Fail.
There's another one. Fire. You should never say fire in math class because then everybody thinks there's a fire, and then everybody's going to run out of math class, and we don't want that.
I thought fire was good, though.
No, fire bad.
I had a burrito that was fire.
Oh, no. So you can't say the swear, and you can't say fire, and Mr. Gare says you can't say fail. But you can say foil. All right. Now, when we foil, we take the first terms and multiply. So in example 3, I'm going to take this m, which is the first term, and this m, which is the first term, and multiply. So m times m, nope, m squared. Then I'm going to take my outer terms. O is for outer. I'm going to take my outer terms. I'm going to multiply. So the outside terms are m and 4. What's m times 4? M times 4? 4m. Okay. I is for inner. I'm going to take my inner terms, the two right next to each other on the inside, and multiply. I'm going to take negative 3 times m. That's negative 3m. And then last but not least, we're going to take our last terms. So L is for last, the FOIL. We're going to take negative 3 times 4. What's negative 3 times 4? Negative 12. So I got my first, outers, inners, less. And now I've taken all 4 terms. And now if you can kind of see, that's a face. Do you see the face? This is his nose. Outside is his mouth. Okay, his eyes and his eyebrows. Right? We call that Billy binomial. Billy. FOIL. First, outers, inners, less. This is my first term, outers, inners, less. And then I simplify. Usually the outers and inners simplify. You can put those together. So my final answer, m squared is, my first term, what's 4m minus 3m? 1m, so just write m, and then minus 12. So final answer, m squared plus m minus 12. All right, so let's try this again, okay? Because it takes a little practice. Again, I have 2 terms times 2, 2 times 2, binomial times binomial, 4 terms. 4-letter F word you can say in math class? FOIL, first, outers, inners, less. So I take my first terms. I take 2m times m. That's 2m squared. Then I do my outside terms in light green here. What is 2m times negative 1? What is 2m times negative 1, Will? 2m times negative 1.
Negative 2m.
There we go. And I do the next one. I do my inners, the nose of Billy. What's 6 times m? 6m, easy peasy. Last but not least, we take our last terms, the last one in the first binomial and the last one in the second binomial, and multiply. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. Easy peasy. Now, if you do that, that's pretty sing good, but you got to simplify. Your outers and inners, we can put together. So I get 2m squared. What's negative 2m plus 6m? How many m's do you have? Positive 4. Good, yeah. Minus 6. Final answer. So again, my answers should always be in descending order. So the power, in this case, m, gets smaller and smaller. It goes from 2, 1 to none. And I've simplified and added and subtracted my like terms. Okay. So some people call this Billy binomial. If you make it a box, who does that kind of look like? Little arms on him.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, it's a little SpongeBob. You like my little SpongeBob guy? Little legs on him, skinny legs. There's SpongeBob. All right, so Billy or SpongeBob. All right, why don't you guys try number 5? First, outers, inners, last. Again, you should get that 4 terms. And usually the outers and inners, the smile and nose of SpongeBob, add up together. Take a second. Do the last one on that page. First, outers, inners, last. No, what's 5 times 5? 25. What's 8 times 8?
64.
No, 8 times 8.
Oh, 8 times 8.
8 times 8.
Oh, 8 times, oh.
8 to the
Okay.
second. There you go. Yes, ma'am. First, outers, inners, less. Now, some of you guys are really good and you can do outers and inners in your head. So if you get really good at this, you don't have to write all 4 terms. You usually just do it in your head, but probably best to write it out. All right, here we go. What's 5a times 5a for your first? Damon, 25a to the, attaboy. Good. Outers, the smile. 5a times 6. Tyler, what's 5a times 6? 30a. Inners, do your nose. Ryan W., what do you got? -1 times 5a. Yes, sir. And then my last term, -1 times 6 is -6. Again, outers and inners always, not always, a lot of the times they do simplify. And you get 25a squared. 30a minus 5a is 25a and minus 6. Guys, the faster you learn this, the easier math is going to be for you. We do a lot of foiling in other classes. Algebra 1, we introduce it. Then in Algebra 2 and Algebra 2 and then pre-calculus, we expand on that and actually apply that kind of stuff. Oh man, the faster you learn this, the faster you can do it. Okay? Now, sometimes FOIL just doesn't work for people. Okay, so there's other ways to do it. One way is either they call it the table method or the box. I call it the box table or box method. And this helps some people visualize it. Okay, so I've got n minus 6 times n minus 4. So what they'll do is they'll make a little box here. They'll put m here, minus 4 here. Now it doesn't matter which one goes on top and which one goes on the bottom. But they'll do little boxes like this. So if you put n minus 4 here and n minus 6 here, it doesn't matter. Okay? So when you go to the cross, wherever they meet, you multiply. So m times m is m squared. M times -6 is -6m. M times -4 is -4m. And what's -4 times -6? +24. Okay? That's called the box method or the table method. My final answer, though, you should write out. I have m squared. In this case, your outers and inners, your diagonal here can be simplified. You get -6m minus 4m, which is, if you owe me $6 and borrow 4 more bucks, now you owe me $10, so -10m, and then plus 24. Okay? I'll be honest, I don't use that method, but it's nice if you're struggling with the FOIL method. Well, this is another option for you. Okay, and then this, I think, really helps you visualize what are we doing with this FOIL thing. Well, we're just multiplying everything together that we can. We're taking this m times everything over there, and that -6 times everything over there. Okay, so why don't you try number 7 real quick. It doesn't matter who you put on top. I'll just put the 2x minus 3 on top here. And then I'll put x and plus 4 here. If you did 2x minus 3 up and down and x plus 4 side to side, it doesn't matter. Again, if you like FOIL, then use FOIL. If you prefer the box method, then use the box method. But it helps visualize what we're doing. Yep. That looks good. All right, Kelly, what do you get in this box here? What's 2x times x? Awesome. Ivan, what's x times -3? Boom. 2x times 4 is 8x. And what's 4 times -3, y'all? -12. Perfect. Any questions on my boxes? Now, if you leave it like that, you're going to lose points. We need to write it out as your final answer. And simplify it. These guys can be combined. Write in descending order, always, always, always. 2x squared. What's 8x minus 3x, y'all? Plus 5x and then minus 12. So final answer. Okay. All right. Do you guys have any questions? All right. So we'll most commonly use FOIL to multiply two binomials as a class. That's what I use is FOIL. If you're somebody that, the FOIL thing really struggles with you, then use the box method. I don't care. You won't lose points. But when I show it from here on out, though, I will be using FOIL. Okay? So sometimes, if you look, it says, what if we have to take a binomial multiplied by a trinomial? Okay, well, when we do binomial times binomial, we say FOIL, because it's 2 times 2, you get 4 terms. Well, I don't have any fancy acronym when you take 2 times 3. All I do know is 2 times 3 is 6, so I should get 6 terms when I do 8, 9, or 10. Okay, so I'm going to show you number 8 and 9, and then after that, I'm just going to let you work on your work. Okay, this is how I do it. Okay, I take 2x, and I know that I have to distribute that to all 3 terms. So I'll do all 3 and multiply by 2x. So 2x times x squared is 2x to the 3rd power. Again, there's like a 1 there, and 1 plus 2 is 3. You got to add those exponents. 2x times 3x is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. X times x is x squared. 2x times 8, what's 2 times 8? 16, and then x. All right, so 2x times x squared is 2x cubed. 2x times 3x is 6x squared, and 2x times 8 is 16x. Is everybody okay with that? Now, I got to take the 3 and do the exact same thing. I got to take 3 times each one of these guys. Now, what I'll do is I'll put like terms underneath each other. Okay? So I'm going to take 3 times x squared. That's 3x squared. I'm going to put it right underneath the 6x squared. That way, when I add my like terms, they're right underneath of each other. Okay? 3 times 3x is how much? 9x. 3 times 3 is 9, and then x. I put that underneath the 6x. And then 3 times 8. How much is 3 times 8? 24 goes all by himself. So now I have 3 and 3, that's 6. So I know I did a binomial times trinomial. 2 times 3 is 6. I've got my 6 terms. Now all I do is add down. This is just 2x cubed. Oop, cubed, not a 2. That's a 3. What's 6 plus 3x squared? 6 plus 3? 9, and then x squared. Remember, if I have 6 apples and 3 apples, now I have 9 apples, not 9 apples squared. Don't touch the exponents, right?
Why do you have 9 apples?
Because I like apples. I'm making some apple sauce.
What if you have 2 Q's and I gave you 8 Q's? How many Q's do you have?
10 Q's?
You're welcome.
Oh, man. What's 9x plus 16x? 25x and then plus 24. Okay. So that's, again, the basic idea of what we're doing. Okay. If I have a binomial times binomial, I get 4 terms. If I got a binomial times trinomial, 2 times 3 is 6 terms. Okay. Now, if you like to, because there's a lot of going on here, you could set this up as a box. And again, it doesn't matter if you go 2 by 3 or 3 by 2, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take 7b here minus 2, and then I got 4b squared minus a 2b plus 6 here. So just giving you a different way to do it. When they cross, they multiply. So what's 7b squared times, what's 4b squared minus 7b? What's 4 times 7? 28, and b squared times b is b to the 3rd, or b cubed. What's 7b times negative 2b? B squared, very good. And 7b times 6, what is that, 42b? Everybody okay with that? And we do the bottom. 4b squared times negative 2, negative 8b squared. Negative 2b times negative 2, negative times a negative, that's a positive 4b. And negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. Okay. Now you got to add your like terms though, and in this case, your like terms are not above each other. Okay, they're actually diagonal of each other, right here and right here. So my first term is a cubed, right? 28b cubed. Then I put these two together. What's negative 14 minus 8? If you owe me 14 bucks and borrow 8 bucks, now you have, how much do you owe me? 22 bucks. And if you don't pay, I'm going to get Gail to go get it from, all right? He's my muscle. Him and Dan. Oh man, watch out. 42b plus 4b. That's 46b, and then what is that, minus 12? Yes, sir. Final answer. All right, now this takes some practice, y'all. You can't just do this and just, oh, yep, I got it. It takes a little bit of practice, and I'm telling you guys, this never, ever goes away. I teach pre-calc with juniors and seniors. They are still doing foiling a lot because it's in a lot of questions. Okay, it's like in every chapter we foil. Okay, so this is a technique, this is a skill that you need to have to be successful in your math classes. Okay, does anybody have questions? From here on out, I don't care how you do it, use the distributive property / FOIL or do the box method, but eventually you're probably going to want to do this. Okay, but if you need to get the hang of it using the box, go for it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for today.